should be sincere. I feel like Mel all alone carried this episode. In as much as it seemed as if it's her against the ladies, she carried the show. She carried this episode. This episode, I think every other episode it has always been around some other persons, but this episode it's around Mel, and I kind of like it. I love how the thing play out. One thing that I find interesting about this Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, and that make me feel like yes, it's an Ultimate Girls Trip, is the fact that no one seemed to be lagging behind. No one seemed to be like a minor character or seem to be like a small player in the game. They all contribute massively to this show because I'm saying this because I've seen some other ones where you get to know that these ones are not like the big names. You get to understand that probably maybe there are these three, these four that seem to be like yes, they are the one carrying the show, and other one seems to be like supporting characters, supporting cast, or they seem to be like those ones who are just there just to make the numbers complete. But for the Ultimate Girls Trip South Africa, I feel like for the Ultimate Girls Trip South Africa, I feel like every one of these casts are really like they really have a very impactful blend, a very impactful way of bringing into the show. Away from all of this, let us discuss this episode. I think I'll start with the conversation about Nonko, Mel, and all of that. You all should know that there's this news that I think I saw from another YouTuber's page, His Royal Highness, if you should know him, like where he reported that Nonko has like a legal issue to deal with Mel and Pet because of what she made because of a statement she made earlier in the previous episode. These people should have just ended to the end of this season so that they can really get to deal with Nonko because I feel like if they should always have to bring legal issues on this show, probably to be like a weekly something because I'm so sure Nonko will still say things. Nonko will still say things like coming episodes. So I think they should have waited till like the end of the season so they can pile up everything and they can start their legal battles because Nonko will say a lot of things. And I already made it clear earlier about the comments that she made that had made it become a legal issue where she said she perceived Pete to be to be abusing Mel. I made it clear in my previous video. If you did watch my previous video, that allegation is a lot. It's big and it's something that you don't just joke around. You don't just say such thing without facts, without like having facts. That's one thing. And I think it would have even been nice if you're just saying it's based on what you perceive. But on a reality TV show that it will be going national, everybody like people will be seeing it. It's not even national; it will be going international. I think it's a very risky something to say. But let us just see how things will play out away from the show. Let us focus on this show. Why is Mel recording the cast? Why? I find myself like, okay, I think I'm loving the drama Mel is bringing because one thing I made tweets when I was watching, and one thing I could say is that Mel seemed to be that person that she keeps triggering the ladies. She keeps saying things that just make these women go mad, go like they have to just like, no, you can't be saying this. Like it make them angry, just trigger them. And Mel who had made that statement is just there, calm, maintaining beauty, and like, okay, it's making sense. And it's crazy that she's doing that to the ladies, especially Letabo, Nonku, Liz, all of them. Like not all of them. Like I think to an extent, there seem to be like a big divide on the group. We have the Letabo, Nonku, Liz, and Bev, like the group. So for me, I think you guys need to watch out to see how things will play out. But she keep like I feel like Mel keep triggering these people with things she say. But can we justify those things? Like she could tell those ladies those things based on the fact that they are just trending things that are going on. I think they'll see how they are going to deal with it along the line. But I love the way that I just see it as a way that she's triggering them, and I think their reaction is just normal to an extent because that is like the supposed reaction. Someone will just come around and call you Satan. I know the way she made that statement, it's not literal. Like, it does not really mean like you're Satan, Satan. It's not literal. But normal African, every African will react the way Letabo reacted. And about the rat situation too, I think that is how every African will react to it. So, away from Mel triggering this lady, why is she recording them? Why? And it just makes sense to me that I think herself and her husband share a lot, and I did not really watch. I don't finish watching what's the name? The Pretoria edition of the show to actually understand how very close Mel and Pearl seem to be. That the ladies feel like she's recording them and she's sending those videos to her husband. Like, so that husband can catch up, right? And I saw a post from like while I checked Showmax, so like the episodes, and they said like the seventh housewives for like the Pretoria edition, they tagged Pete, the seventh housewife. I'm now like, okay, it's making sense. I think he's so involved on the show. I mean, I'm not someone who actually shame people for being involved, like shame men for being involved, because I think this has been a conversation when it comes to real houses of Dubai. A lot of I said yeah, Dubai. A lot of people have been shaming Sergio for how much he's so involved, and he kind of tagging me outside too. But I don't think I have an issue with that. But why is she recording? I hope the ladies can actually go for her. That's the one thing. That's one thing I want the ladies to actually stop her from doing. If she's true, if she's there's nothing like if she's truly recording because she had actually admitted that she's been recording them. Away from Mel and all of those drama, let us discuss this beef between Bev, Liz, and Mel. I felt like from the previous episode, Bev and Mel are cool. I need to say that they keep bringing issues. I think the Crystal fallout with Bev is one thing that is making this thing to come because okay, Crystal and Mel are now together. They are now cool, or they are trying to build a friendship. But I feel like Crystal bringing up that conversation should be very unnecessary, but if she do not bring it, how are we going to have content? How are we going to have some things to like things to say? So I love when they are messy, but you should not be like there should be a boundary or there should be a limit to the way they are messy. And a lot of people have been coming for Norco for how she is just so how she's just so open on the show, and away from that, then the fact that she's always coming under the umbrella of Christian and pastor, like a lot of people like they don't really like it. And for me too, I feel like if Noku seems to be someone who's practicing my religion, I just feel like okay, Noku should just let go religion and just be this Noku we know and stop always reminding us about our religion and using scriptures to probably justify things. Just be Noku and just separate the religious Noku from the Noku we are seeing on the reality TV show because this Noku we see here is too messy to kind of have some religious blend. But I think I've always make it clear that Noku is one person that have so much to give on reality TV show, and she's just a reality TV gold. No cap. Away from Nonko, let us talk about Lakonko and Nonko. You know, Lakonko and Nonko situation seems to be going on, and they still have this back and forth because Nonko seems like Lakonko is making her, Lakonko is projecting her to be like a very loose woman who just go around with another. And I feel like that is something that is just ringing in Nonko's head. I don't really think Lakonko. And with the way things have been explained, I feel like Lakonko, I say Lakonko, Lakonko should just let go this conversation because it's obvious that Lakonko was just being of the view that they need to be safe. But the place where I feel like Lakonko had is doing it so much is our diaries where she said that men are supposed to be the one who should always go after women. Women should never come for men should never go for men. Like no. I think we've gotten to that stage where if you like as a woman, whenever you see what you want, please go for it. And if you reject it, no, like I don't think that should be an issue. But you speaking up and going for what you want should not be like I think it's olden days or it's years of back. It's not something of our days. I think it should not be an issue for women going after men that they want. Like the point where I think it should be an issue is when you're not really taking, when you don't really understand rejection or you're not open to like, okay, you might be rejected or accepted. So I think that's the issue I do have. But in general, this episode of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip South Africa seems to be all about Mel, and I'm loving how she's dealing with it. I think she's carrying the show on her back for this episode though, because I feel like for every other episode, every other person had actually done great.